Hello and welcome to another Joe Nakamoto interview. The following video was recorded at Bitcoin Asia in Hong Kong. The conversation formed part of the research into a mini documentary about Bitcoin in Hong Kong and China. Please do check out that video on my main channel at Joe Nakamoto. In the meantime, enjoy the interview. So I'm going to dive into some questions, but before we get there, would you be able to just say who you are, why you're interested in Bitcoin?
Sure. I'm Jack Lee. I kind of the last 10 years, I've been doing venture investment from fintech to blockchain, and then later cryptocurrency related, and then found out Bitcoin, and then I all in Bitcoin over the last 3 years. I think will be the next 10 years, 20 years too.
Wow.
Yeah. So, my background is I came from financial industry. I came from banking. I worked for JP Morgan. I worked for Citibank before. Okay, early day, 20 years ago. And also I worked for technology company. I worked for Foxconn. So I've been through the traditional financial institution, knowing the banking system. And also I've been working for more than 10 years in technology company, big tech company. So kind of a fusion of a traditional TradFi and tech. That's how, when I learn about, of course, the first step, which proved us long, is a blockchain. However, we start to get into this space, learn about this space, do investment in this space. For example, my first investment is the DCG.
Wow.
You won't believe that, right? 2016, Lauren, he was here, right? He's one of the moderators too. Yeah, he introduced me to others. Our story started from 2016 when he worked at the CoinDesk. I joined his panel, speak on the consensus. Yeah. That's my old day. Okay, blockchain. They like me to talk about blockchain, supply chain, how you blockchain on the supply chain, something like that. But then you see now we all Bitcoin, even David Bailey.
Yeah. So when do you become like a Bitcoin maxi?
After COVID.
After COVID?
Yeah, after COVID. 2020 is also because I think COVID brought me to really sit down to really think about things, especially, in Asia. In Asia country, there's a quarantine. I flew back from US and then Taiwan, 2 weeks quarantine, and I have to come back to China. My team was in China also now. Then another 2 weeks quarantine in Hong Kong, for example. So it forced me to calm down.
Okay.
To think about what blockchain is useful, what cryptocurrency is useful. At that time, early 2020, mid 2020, that's the bear market. Before another bull market. So we think about why there's no useful. From my experience in the traditional technology world, in the financial world, that's the use case, right? But why there's no use case for crypto? Then gradually I realized, it's Bitcoin. It's American people maybe more than Asia people on the Bitcoin. So they like Bitcoin, and why Bitcoin? And I started to read a book, dive into this space, and realize, this is the answer. This is the answer, not a blockchain, not a crypto.
What is it? What is the question to which the answer is Bitcoin? What answer is it?
Because especially people like us, you see, even the example I brought up, Lauren. Some American people, they really like supply chain thing because it's in China. We have that kind of the whole supply chain. We know about, especially I was in that business. Also, I use the blockchain, try to use the blockchain, IoT to streamline the supply chain. So they really like to listen to my idea. However, after I talk, and even some book, for example, there's a blockchain revolution book, supply chain revolution book by Dang Tafska, for example.
Okay, yeah.
A lot about me, interview me.
Really?
Just like an interview here. Whole chapter talk about.
And you're talking about blockchain?
Yeah, how blockchain can really help IoT and then supply chain. And then back in the real world, in my internal discussion with our corporate guy, that's a really no use case. We cannot avoid garbage in, garbage out, for example. Yeah. If there's something wrong, still the database, the blockchain is controlled by some alliance consortium member. Yeah. Then still that's some
You'd have to roll back the block.
Yeah. You can do whatever. Maybe this is not true, and everything. So I think we are one of the very few really bring the real business world, try to use blockchain.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So then, since it proof doesn't work, it's not only ourselves, it's with the corporate guy, really corporate guy who control the procurement, who control the supply chain, who control the finance.
Right. Okay.
Then I've been 2 years, 3 years when I invest in crypto, when blockchain, and also we experiment. We bring the company, we invest into the real use case for them.
Yeah.
But it won't work. So this is proof it really did. Blockchain won't work.
Okay.
Then gradually I realized, you want to be really decentralized. And also, not work on those other things, but money. But I mean, money, decentralized only on money, not on the data.
Not on the data.
Not on those corporate data, on the private data. So the blockchain.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why.
Do you think sort of Western culture, you've been to lots of Bitcoin conferences all around the world.
Yeah, learning.
And the approach is quite different, right? It's about the rabbit hole. It's about, the light bulb moment. It's about really going through the layers of what is money, the history of money, why Bitcoin is better money, the characteristics of good money. And then in Asia, or at least in Hong Kong, it feels like they're not approaching it in that way. Is that fair to say? Like, what is it going to take? Or maybe it's the wrong approach. Maybe Asia needs to approach Bitcoin completely differently, because you got to the why of Bitcoin through COVID, the lockdown, so you're spending time with it.
Yeah, and also plus my previous few year experience for testing blockchain.
Exactly.
So same if a blockchain doesn't work for, even we brought I brought in the real use case, doesn't work, how can other blockchain, other crypto will work? What are the problem they are solving for? So this is nothing. There's only narrative.
Yeah, only narrative.
So then because of the lockdown, the calm down, so I rethinking and then to realize.
But when is Asia or Hong Kong going to get to that level of understanding that you're at? Well, what's it going to take? What are those levers that will unlock that progress?
I think it's take longer, to be honest. So that's why we even really need more education. Especially you think about, not everyone is fluent in English. So the way that the material for learning Bitcoin is English. 99% is English.
Yeah.
So it also there's another language barrier to understand. And also there's a financial different. US is a more mature financial market. Everything, financial institution is a leading. Hong Kong is a regional hub, but it's follow US, just like Singapore. So, it's still behind. That's a two step behind. One is US has been leading the financial world for maybe 50 years, 80 years. Asia follow. And second is because of the language barrier.
Okay, but Hong Kong will follow first. Because it doesn't have that language barrier and it has this enabling environment?
Yeah, better, but still, just like the conference here,
Look at the ETFs, right? US had BCA and then Hong Kong had one 2 months later.
Yeah. It's fast. It's faster. So it's a really open the door for people to like this conference, first Bitcoin conference in Asia, in Hong Kong. At least open the door for people to really to learn about Bitcoin.
Okay, yeah.
Even though still mixed with a lot of ordinal layer 2 thing, but still at least get to know what's the Bitcoin.
Is it a worry that it could be a distraction or a concern? The fact that there is so much crypto, blockchain, token stuff as part of this conference?
You see some, for example, in our panel, the moderator asks people, raise your hand if we are only Bitcoin. I think 10% only, less than 10%.
Wow, I'm going to do the same.
Because they were crypto people. Yeah. They are Web3 people.
Yeah.
That's true. So hopefully next year, maybe 20%, 30%. So it's growing. So we have to, that's why one of our mandate now is we want to do more education.
Yeah.
For example, I can show you, should be okay, right? You can cut. For example, we just published our report today. We published it this morning along with this conference in our Twitter and then Substack. This growing Bitcoin in Asia, for example. I think we are the first one to doing this in Asia. I was in English first. For example, we talk about Bitcoin in Asia overview, dynamic in the Asia market, regulatory forward moment, Bitcoin use case in Asia, geopolitical risk and opportunity and conclusion is quite
I
long.
need to read this.
Yeah, it's very, very long. You can find it from my
DM it. Oh, I find it.
yeah, from my Twitter today. Yeah. So you see, we probably we wrote about several countries: Taiwan, China, Hong Kong, Southeast Asia. Yeah. So we needed more education.
So we're at that level where 10% of people at a Bitcoin conference own Bitcoin only.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. So it's still early. So that's why, as I say, if you want us, I mean, of course, we also do it by ourselves, like publish a report and then continue education. We will run more podcasts. Yeah. Also, I think, and more Bitcoin only conference. So I think we need more education. We need more education in this market.
So let's talk about the context of Hong Kong with Bitcoin, because one of the questions in this documentary that I really want to ask is that how can Hong Kong fulfill this sort of Bitcoin and crypto vision, knowing that China is sort of encroaching a little bit on the regulatory status that Hong Kong has built up here? So how can it achieve that dream?
Okay.
Without obviously going
No, yeah, it's okay. Yeah. You see, last year, Hong Kong, I would say Hong Kong is positioning itself as a financial pilot center for the Greater China. Okay. I think
pilot center.
something like that. Yeah. Innovation pilot, right? Doing something testing first. I think I believe they got some kind of a consensus, even not instruction from the Beijing government. Okay. So it's a good way. This is a Chinese way, right? You do the test first, like Shenzhen was testing 40 years ago, right? You do this one country, one country, two system, right? It's a good. Hong Kong has been a financial center for Asia, one of the most, right? Then it's good for doing the financial innovation, not only for the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, but also maybe for other financial if there's some, right? So it's a good pilot center. So they started, however, but because of giving the background of the people's understanding about Bitcoin versus crypto versus Web3, still more people are on Web3 track instead of Bitcoin only. So, for example, last year, under this kind of a policy, I believe, or maybe this kind of guidance or spirit. So last April, they announced the Web3 Foundation, something like that. Announced. Duncan is the chairman, or maybe secretary of chairman. He was there this morning. Yeah, the Web3 Foundation is a government, Ministry of Finance also went there to have the opening ceremony, something like that. Web3. I was in that Web3 summit too last year. So you see, people, they do it. So their approach is that they think, cryptocurrency, Web3 is a big thing. It's good for financial innovation. However, gradually they will learn. What are you, for example, like today's conference, they talk about Ethereum is good. We only Bitcoin and Ethereum and maybe Solana. That's it. But maybe 2 years later, 3 years later, they gradually demo Ethereum, maybe another coin. But, you cannot stop people from what they are thinking. However, the reality will prove itself. Bitcoin gradually from 60% of their weighting to 80% and later 95%. Even though talk about Web3 or talk about virtual currency exchange, they open up, right? But maybe 95% is trading on Bitcoin. But even there's a Bitcoin ETF, maybe they open up Ethereum ETF. But still, people know Ethereum is not a good for store of value. It's not something really as good as Solana nowadays. But you don't know 3 years later, there's another Solana competitor, right? Then still, Bitcoin will dominate.
Yeah.
80%, 90%, 95%, and gradually 99%, and no one care about the rest. So I think this is the only way.
It's time
to go, because people will own the best asset, and then gradually to ignore the inferior asset. That's what I can say.
Yeah.
So we have to,
as well.
we have to follow with their mindset. We cannot change them at once.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so how do you see the future of Hong Kong, with regards to Bitcoin and crypto?
No, as I say, because the whole Chinese people like this kind of innovation, so it should be good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about when crypto was very hot before China banned 2017, 18. I think it account for maybe 70%, 80% of the whole trading of exchange. Really, So I think for Chinese people, Hong Kong people, Asia people, embrace this kind of new stuff. It's really quick. However, as I said, because they don't have people here maybe different. It's a developing country mainly, right? Maybe some developed like Hong Kong, but still compared to Europe and compared to US, relatively is the more emerging market.
Yeah.
Mainly, okay. So the way to understand things will be different.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately, what is the best asset? Still, that will be the answer, but different routes. So it takes time. So that's why I keep saying we need more education.
Yeah.
We need more education. Education to general public, education to regulator, education to the institution player.
Yeah. So I guess that's the role of these conferences, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or something you think is important to illustrate in this conversation today?
I think Asia maybe need more development guy, right? Because mainly now the developer is in Europe, in US. Yeah, I talked to Peter Todd this morning.
Yeah.
And now there's no Bitcoin Core, for example. Bitcoin Core, I just put Bitcoin Core as an example.
Yeah.
I think so. Still need to incubate more kind of a Bitcoin development, this kind of a technology development.
Okay.
Project or hub or incubator. I think that's something missing.
Okay. So Chinese Bitcoin core developers.
Yeah,
or Hong Kong.
similar. Yeah. That is the technology building up, or maybe another like a block, the kind of company. Right, you can do all kind of thing, mining or those payment. Yeah. I think that's something we miss it.
Interesting. Last question then.
Sure.
If I go to Shenzhen tomorrow,
Yeah.
because like in Hong Kong, I can buy Bitcoin over the counter, basically no KYC with cash. Bitcoin seems to be relatively legal here. Or it is legal.
Yeah.
If I go to China
Come on.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
how is it going to compare?
No, you cannot pay by Bitcoin unless it's peer-to-peer. It's with someone you know.
So there is an underground Bitcoin scene in China.
Even some crypto exchange, even though they don't put the IP in China, but it's mainly run by Chinese people. Maybe they just say Singapore, you can still do it everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
You can exchange your CNY to Bitcoin to USDT.
Yeah.
So still that's available. But for merchant, no, I don't think they accept.
And buying Bitcoin, obviously, you can
I think
peer-to-peer.
because of those restrictions, those ban. 2017, they banned the crypto exchange.
Yeah.
September 4, and then 2021, another hit, ban on the Bitcoin mining and then Bitcoin trading.
Yeah.
So it's all gone. So it's become
mining, no trading.
not encourage business.
Yeah. So
From
lots of Chinese people came to this conference, right? To the Hong Kong conference.
Yeah.
Which would suggest they are interested.
Yeah, always. I think, of course, if compared to, let's say, the whole crypto world, right? It is still most are crypto. I think now it's getting less. Before it's really massive. I think now maybe only 20% left.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You won't believe it. Before, even Shenzhen, that's a mid up. Shanghai, Beijing, that's a big up.
Yeah. Wow, okay. So if Hong Kong goes well with Bitcoin and crypto, then maybe China will follow.
Yeah, people talk about maybe Chinese will release the ban in a few months, 2 months, but that's a rumor.
Months, really?
Yeah, that's some rumor. But
What, the mining ban or the trading ban or the...
maybe some type of, but I don't think that quick, that soon. I don't think. I think maybe a few years.
Okay. See how it goes first.
Because this is because I've been living in China for 15 years, 16. I think the mindset for China government for inland is stability, social stability.
Right.
You have to think about in this way. For example, like they ban children playing the video game for certain hour. It is same mindset. You can play, but maybe limited to 1 week, 5 hours, something like that. It's the same. You have the social stable
Huh.
first, right?
But then they won't be good at esports. And esports is the biggest gaming market.
Yeah. But this is, the way, to make a social, I would say in good word, stability, right? Stability is a good word, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say control.
No, stability is important.
Yeah.
And you live in Beijing now, or
Shanghai.
Shanghai?
Yeah. So step by step. That's the mindset for China, for inland.
Yeah.
But whatever innovation, you can do it in Hong Kong,
Okay. Amazing. Where are you from originally?
Taiwan.
From Taiwan. Oh, she's Taiwan.
Louis Liu, Yeah. Yeah, we were sent.
Nice. So, okay, cool.
How about you? You
I mean,
Spain?
English. Yeah.
English. Oh, yeah. Your accent. Good.
It's kind of a big giveaway.
Good.
We'll leave it there, Jack.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, and thank you to Bitcoin education website Plan B Network and to the British Bitcoin exchange Coin Corner. Subscribe now for more interviews and more behind the scenes content.